Hello and welcome to our video on layout and navigation of the Start menu in Windows. In this video, we're going to just give a basic overview of the Start menu. There are a lot of other things that can be done from the Start menu, but for now, we're going to focus on just the layout and the basics of accessing it. For this video, as in previous videos, I'll be utilizing the JAWS screen reader, but any other screen reader that you use will give you the same basic information since what we're using are Windows specific commands and not screen reader specific commands. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing I want to point out is that the layout of the Start menu on your computer might be slightly different than the way mine is set up. Different applications may be pinned, different programs may come up when performing a search as well. This could be because the settings on your PC are slightly different, or because your PC is managed by an organization that you work for, and you may not have permissions to change how that Start menu appears. Regardless, the Start menu is navigated in the same way, which is by using the Tab key. Arrow keys and first letter navigation can also be applied, and we'll explore that as we move forward. There are two ways to activate the Start menu. The first way is by clicking on it with the mouse, if that option is available to you, that is. If it's not, there is a Windows key or a Start menu key on the keyboard that will activate or expand the menu. Regardless of how you activate it, the Start menu starts out as a very small icon, but expands to include all of the information as it becomes physically and visually available to you. I'm going to go ahead and press the Start menu now.
Search box edit, type in text.
As you can hear, the first thing my screen reader tells me is that I am in a search field. I can use keywords to locate apps, settings, or documents if I want to. There's a lot of different things I can do. I can type here to access things that I want. I'm going to give a sample here by typing Outlook because that's my email client.
Outlook left parent classic right parent app press right to view options. Outlook left parent classic right parent app press right to view options 1 of 7.
As you heard, it gave me the Outlook Classic app. It told me I can press right to view some options if I wished. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to press a down arrow to show you what other things I might have come up with.
Outlook find results and apps 2 of 7. Apps group Outlook left parent new right parent app press right to find results and documents
So I can
3
find
of
results
7.
and documents. There's other things here I could continue to navigate down, but I think that's worth exploring on your own. I'm going to press escape to go back to the main Start menu area.
Escape.
Now if I press the tab,
Pinned list box Microsoft Edge 1 of 23. To move to an item, press the
I
arrow
moved
keys.
to the pinned area of my Start menu. The pinned area is either things that have been physically pinned by me or things that have been automatically pinned by Windows. I can navigate this a couple of ways. It's set up much like my desktop in that it is a grid. I could use first letter navigation just like I can on the desktop if I want to. I can also use my arrow keys. If I use my right arrow, interestingly enough, and I'm going to do that now.
Word 2 of 23. Excel 3 of 23. PowerPoint 4 of 23. Microsoft 365 Copilot 5 of 23. Microsoft Store 6 of 23. Photos 7 of 23.
Those of you who are visually following may have noticed that when I used my right arrow to navigate these applications, my focus went from the first row to the second row when the first row was complete, when the first row was ended. That only happens when using my right and left arrow. When using my up and down arrow to navigate the grid, if I come to the end of a column, my focus does not go to the beginning of the next column. That's important to know. As I said before, you can use first letter navigation to open an application or put focus on an application in this pinned area. For example, I'm going to go ahead and press O.
OneNote 22 of
Oh,
23.
look, Outlook isn't here. Huh, I find it interesting that Outlook is not here. But I'm going to press W to go to Word.
Word 2 of 23.
I'm going to press M.
Microsoft 365 Copilot 5 of Microsoft Store 6 of
If I press
23.
M more than once, I can hear that it goes to everything that starts with the letter M, just like it did in my desktop. I had, by the way, pressed the W more than once, and it only went to Word because obviously there was only one application that started with the letter W. That's probably the most I want to do with pinned applications at the moment. What I do want to do from here is press the Tab key to move to the next area.
All button to activate, press
As I
spacebar.
noted before, Outlook is not in this pinned list, which is very interesting. But if I wanted to find it, for some reason my search results weren't bringing it up, or I had questions about it, or I just didn't want to access it that way, I could hit enter on this all list here.
Enter. All apps checked. All list box A. 1 of
Now what happens
24.
if I press O?
Navigation menu list box. User account for Snow Amy L. Left parent at right parent. 1 of 2. To move to an item, press the arrow keys. OneDrive. 1
It
of
gave
4.
me a lot of information that I didn't necessarily want or need. It told me what account I was logged into and all sorts of stuff. But it also then told me that my focus is now on OneDrive. If I press O again, it doesn't take me anywhere else. But I can press my down arrow.
Ooh, OneNote 2 of 4. Outlook left parent, classic right parent.
And
3 of
there's
4.
one of my Outlooks.
Outlook left parent, new right parent.
And
4 of
there's
4. Outlook left parent, classic right
that was
parent.
the
3 of
Outlook
4.
new.
Outlook left parent, new right parent.
So there's a
4 of
difference
4.
between these two. We're not going to really talk about what that is right now. If I press escape right now, it would take me out of my start menu, and that's not what I want. I want to find the back button to get me out of this app list. So I'm going to press a tab.
Back button to activate,
And
press
press.
spacebar. Enter pinned list box. Microsoft Edge. 1 of 23. To move to an item, press the
Now
arrow
I'm
keys.
back in this pinned list. Were I to press tab again,
All button to activate,
I
press
go back to
spacebar.
this all apps, and then I would activate that. I could do that again if I wanted. I don't want to. I want to navigate past that and go to the last area of this start menu.
Navigation menu list box, user account for Snow Amy L. Left parent at right parent. 1 of 2. To move to an item, press the arrow
There
keys.
are two areas of this. This is a group. So there's two menus. The first one is my account area, and it says Snow Amy L. If I were to press enter here,
Enter lock 1 of 2. To move through items, press up or down
I
arrow L.
can lock my account
Sign out 2
or
of 2.
press
S.
a down arrow to navigate to sign out.
Lock 1 of
And
2.
as you can
L.
hear, I only have two options here. If I don't want to do either one of those, I would press escape.
Escape leaving menus. Navigation menu list box. User account for Snow Amy L. Left parent at right parent. 1 of 2. To move to an item, press the arrow keys.
As you heard, there's two areas, so I'm going to press the right arrow to get to the next option.
Power 2 of 2.
This is the power menu. If I press enter,
Enter sign dash in options 1 of 4. To move through items, press up or
I
down
have
arrow
sign-in
S.
options. If I press down arrow,
Sleep 2 of
Sleep.
4. S. Shut down,
down.
3 of 4. S. Restart 4 of
Restart.
4. R. Sign dash in options 1 of
And
4.
those
S.
are all of those. I'm going to press escape.
Leaving menus. Navigation menu list box.
And if I want to get out of the navigation menu and go to a different section of the start menu, I'm going to press tab again.
Search box edit. Type
And
in
I'm
text.
right back to the search box area that I was in before. Those are the main areas of the start menu for those who might need to know them. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further topics to suggest for us to cover. Thanks and have a great day.